woke up today hoping to play Guild Wars, but then I went on the forums and I saw Rogues QQing, so I decided to play World of Warcraft instead, because every time the Rogue QQs is a good day. Okay guys, this is Reinhardt and today is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna have some rants and a vlogs and my experiences at the same time and focus camera. Okay, so the ranting, let's get started with the Rogues, and so much QQ, it's unbelievable. And quite honestly, sometimes I'm actually proud of my freaking class, Death Knight, because when we get nerfed, we don't bitch, or at least we don't bitch to the extent that the Rogues do. And a lot of different Rogues QQ. The Mongoloid Rogues have absolutely no idea how overpowered their class was in Cataclysm, or the Rogues who are already multi-rank 1. The very first thing is, you guys deserve to be nerfed. In all honesty, I'm not trying to say something because I have a personal hatred against your class, which I do, because I play a DK in the lock and Rogues would make our life miserable completely. But no, not about that, because no class in the history since season 8 when I started playing, not a single class was over 20% representation. Not a single DPS class was over 20% representation. In fact, not a single DPS class was actually ranked higher than a healer ever. And the Rogues were able to top that off easily. So yeah, the guys deserve to be toned down. And there's a lot of QQ going on. There's like rank 1 Rogues, and Neilio was like, "This is discrimination, Blizzard. DK doesn't have to choose a gap closer. Warriors doesn't have to choose between the gap closer and the reckless. Why Rogues have to choose between the gap closer and preparation?" But needless to say, in LvLing they played without a gap closer completely, and they were actually perfectly fine. So this time, yeah. And okay, now let's get this in a second. This is the thing that a lot of people are actually missing when playing Rogues. And this is what a lot of Rogues like to do sometimes, and everybody likes to do it, but everybody likes to list all the overpoweredness of the other classes, completely not showing their weak sides. And on top of that, they always like to show their weak side too in comparison. For example, the Rogue could say, Warrior has charge, Warrior has heroic leap, Warrior has a shockwave and gap auto. Man, this is completely overpowered. Warrior has a better gap closers, amazing burst, and the control. And there comes a Warrior and says, yeah, right, look at you, you're Rogue, you have stealth, you have kidney shot, you have chip shot, you have gouge, garrote, really good burst, smoke bomb, cloak of shadows, defensively. So the thing is, a lot of people like to list all the good things about the other classes and not so much about their classes, because they want some sort of a Blizzard to fetch them the bone. And this is usually how the forums work and how the PvP works. Everybody begs Blizzard to fetch them the bone, and I kind of don't believe with that. I believe that nobody should be able to pull a blanket on their side. When Unholy DKs got nerfed, and we got nerfed, 20% baseline damage decrease, 10% strength. Guess what? I didn't bitch, I didn't moan. My subscribers told me that Unholy DKs are unplayable. I'm like, no, trust me, we'll be fine, we're still doing good damage. Even when we were at top of our damage, which was probably not even close to Rogue Splash in Cataclysm, I still said, hey, we're a little bit overpowered, we're probably going to be toned down a little bit. And yes, we actually were toned down. So, in that retrospect, yeah. But the thing is about the gap closer and mobility. First of all, Rogue Sprint, I believe it breaks the snares and the roots. That's sort of one mini freedom that they have, and it's 1 minute cooldown. Then they have a stealth, which is the best opener in the game, because nobody sees the Rogue. They can actually sub somebody and open on the other person. Their stealth gives them CC, gives them amazing gap closer because of the stealth. Nobody sees the stealth. And then the third one, it gives a really good opener shutdown on the player that they're opening on, like chip shot or garrote. So in that retrospect, yeah, stealth is actually amazing gap closer. But a lot of people say, oh, you know what? Warriors have charge, DK has a death grip, and Rogues don't have anything. Bullshit. The stealth is actually could be really counted as your really amazing gap closer in that sense. And the fact that you have to choose between prep and the shadow step, and that you're very cooldown reliant, yeah, I understand that. But look at your cooldowns; they're freaking amazing. Vanish, if used correctly, will top the Rogue off and also produce a really good counter pressure because he's stealth. He can probably CC somebody, or at least open with a CC on the target that he wishes to open, and it's also a defensive cooldown, which is borderline amazing. So in that sense, I don't think Rogue's in a bad spot, but so much QQ going on that it actually flourishes my heart. It's amazing. I feel awesome every time I would get a. I got a B last week on a test. I'm a straight A student, but I got a B on a test last week, and I felt so down with my life that I actually went to the World of Warcraft forums. I saw Rogues QQing, and that actually made my day. I love Rogues QQ. I love how they're not overpowered. They're sitting where they're supposed to be sitting, where they are control class with a controlled burst instead of control class, amazing sustain, absolutely ridiculous survivability, and over the top amazing burst. I love that actually they got toned down. I really do. I don't see any shit rogues now actually wanting me duel me for gold or something. They're like, oh shit, I got owned. DKs are OP, rogues need buffs. No you don't, trust me. The whole idea of rogue is actually, the whole playstyle of the rogue is dependent on nullifying fun for the other guy. It's fun when you do CCs. You think that you're very skilled when you're CCing somebody, but in reality all you do is just completely ruining the experience of the gaming of the other person when you're CCing them. And CC has to be in the game, but to a certain extent, so to say. So yeah, Rogues QQing on the forums, great. Love it. So bring me more. Now, another thing guys is leveling in Mists of Pandaria. Beautiful leveling, really good storyline, interesting, except for it's too freaking damn long, okay? I'm not one of those nerds who would spend like couple months theory crafting, which is the best spot to level, which is the best grind spot to level, what's the fastest route in between the quests. No, expansion comes out, I log in, I do shit. I don't, for God's sake, I would rather make PvP videos than actually going and try to strategize how I'm supposed to level and what's the best way to level and stuff. It's just annoying and it's not personally what I would like to do. So yeah, but for me it was too damn long and boring, and I wish they would actually Blizzard sometimes listen to their customers and get away from this grindy state that the game is to actually more like casual friendly. Shocking, casual friendly. I'm not saying scrub friendly, I'm talking about casual friendly. And here my difference. I think leveling should be actually cut in half, and they should get rid of a stupid quest that actually don't make sense at all. Like in Kunlai Summit, you have a quest where you have to flog goats shit. Literally, you running in the mountains and you have to put flags on the goat's shit. Like this is destroying my self-confidence completely. My friends are millionaires and I'm here trying to do something important with my life, like playing World of Warcraft, and I'm flogging the goat's shit. Blizzard, come on, be more nerd friendly. No, I'm of course I'm kidding, but in all honesty, yeah, like leveling should be cut in half, and they should introduce a lot of fun quests. A lot of quests where you lead the family, where you see NPCs dying and you're feeling bad for them, and you develop this kind of hatred towards the Horde or Alliance. And there wasn't enough of it. Like, yes, Horde have this monkey race, Allies elite with some kind of fishes for a fish oil production, really good for your muscles, by the way. But no, in all honesty, yeah, like there were some elements of it in the beginning, but then it whittled down completely. But I really want to see the intrigues, the politics, the fights. I want to see the quest where you with a bunch of like ally NPCs and a bunch of other ally players charge on the Horde NPCs and the Horde players at the same time, and you clash in a really one good big battle. I want to see quests like that. I want to do something in the quest instead of here's a wall of text, go ahead and read it, and flag me some goat shit, because it's very important for our Pandarian kingdom. Yeah. So, the last rant I want to make is about the world bosses. And I honestly think it's probably not the best thing I would actually like to do when I'm playing World of Warcraft. And hear me out on this one. World bosses, engaging world PvP, of course. Well, first of all, I'm on Dark Spear. And we have a lot of fanboys transferring over here. And by the way, guys, whoever says me hello in game, I freaking love you and I try to respond to every one of you. Thanks, guys. Like, it really means a lot when somebody messages me in the game and says, hey dude, you helped me out a lot, thanks for your videos, keep it up. It really actually motivates my day to make more videos. But now back to the perspective. Our server has high alliance, low horde. Poor hordes are like, I don't know, dying breeds in Africa that are kind of running for their lives, trying to save themselves, because there's so much alliance going on in there. And world bosses, right, they spam every 2 hours, and guess who camping them? Alliance. I've seen like one small horde group come in, and then instantly across the guild chat and trade chat, yo, hordes are trying to take the world boss, fuck them up. And literally there was like 300 alliance on like 50 horde, clash in a battle, beat the shit out of the horde. No matter how skilled you are, you cannot win 1 versus 6 at all. Well, I can against level 1s, but no, yeah, so in that sense, of course, I believe that the world bosses are really discriminative over imbalanced sides. If there's too much alliance or if there's too much horde, and there's not much you can do. Like, if people think like give them tenacity of the lower side horde, but if they give them tenacity, it will make the boss kill much easier, and that's something that I kind of don't want to do it. My suggestion is make the world boss, but when you engage the world boss, you kind of just phase out to a different phase. And the last thing is, I made a one group yesterday. Great group, really good pack. Didn't wipe once. We got the boss to 19%, 16%, and he despammed for a magical reason. And the other group tagged them and actually killed them after a couple hours or something. Well, it just took them a long time. And that's the other thing I don't like about, like, the mechanics are not broken to shit. Like, please fix the despawn timer for the Shah of Anger, because we would like to actually kill the boss and get some stuff. And then I had to tank, and I don't want to tank. I tanked before in the other games, but in World of Warcraft, as soon as I found out that the play DPS have the opportunity to not be a tank but actually kick some ass, I went for a damage dealing. And I said I was tanking, and I actually got tanking gloves, and I was like, fuck it. Anyway, so yeah, in that sense, Shah needs, like, I think it's just a huge developer oversight, because first of all, if you have two different groups, one group together, the other one have to try in 2 hours, and then the other, it promotes a lot of griefing even on the same side of alliance. And also the low pop server, low side servers versus high side servers have a very small chance of actually getting the kill. Maybe if it was like an international zone where there would be a couple hundred people from each side, and then you can actually queue into it, and whichever side wins the PvP battle and then kills the Shah of Anger wins, that would be a better choice, way better choice. But then again, there's such thing as lag, so we'll see. I definitely think that there is something needed to be done to actually change the mechanics. And don't get me wrong, I'm great. I live on a high alliance side server, so I don't really give two shits about that. I will be able to down the boss if he doesn't despawn or I get griefed like I did yesterday. Yes, spent like 3-4 hours on that boss. I was so mad because I could be leveling my life. Now guys, I'm level 90 DK, so I'm gonna try to make, I'm thinking of stat video, gearing up the video, but it's gonna all come out next week and stuff. Sorry. Next week I'm gonna be making those videos, and most importantly is I'm gonna be making a lot of duel videos. I picked up a demo lock too. I already know how to play demo lock. Haven't lost a single duel against the people, but then demo locks are way too strong. I think they're a little bit overpowered, to be honest. They're extremely strong, but they're also very enjoyable to play. I actually really like the mechanics of a demo lock. So I went to the battlegrounds. There wasn't one in 4 battlegrounds where I didn't top damage. Really good spec. Really interesting. I want to play demo lock in arenas and actually in RBGs as well. And I'm fucking Reinhardt. I'm gonna make it work. I am the only unholy DK who got Hero of the Alliance 2 times for last 2 seasons. I didn't get it the first season because I didn't RBG at all that season, even if you look at my achievements. So I made unholy work in RBGs in season 10 and 11. So I'll make a demo lag work in RPGs as well. So with that said, the videos I'm gonna be coming out is a lot of dueling, a lot of good instructional videos gonna come out. And guys, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm most likely gonna put a mid-roll ads in them. Like you're gonna see one ad in the beginning and maybe see one ad in the middle, because the guides usually take me a long time to make. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours to actually theory craft it. And no, I'm not like lying down and theory crafting. No, I'm usually like, when I'm driving, I like to think how I'll make this portrait. Like the keybind video that you guys saw, I'm pretty damn sure there's not a single keybind video guide like that before, because simply put, not any people can actually kind of separate the keybind into beginner, intermediate, advanced phases, into 3 different phases, into stuff like priority, rotation, reactive spells, and where you need to be binded. And all of that kind of came up to me while I was actually driving. When I'm driving, I just crank up the music, listen to it, and actually come up with some shit. Works great. So that's about it, guys, for today's video. Those are really long vlogs. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you like, give me a thumbs up, and a lot of awesome videos gonna come up soon. Oh, about the Guild Wars really quickly. Guild Wars 2 is imbalanced. So is World of Warcraft. There's no such thing as, hey, this game is better than this one. No, it's a game which you actually like. That's the better game. From a balance standpoint, WoW is imbalanced, but so is Guild Wars imbalanced. So, I don't know. But the thing that just pissed me off about Guild Wars 2 is how it's easy to be effective there compared to the other class. So, I'm gonna take a pause on the Guild Wars 2 videos for a little bit until at least I'm gonna get my luck and my Shadow Priest to level 90, and I'm actually get some gearing up to do, and I'm actually gonna have some free time to play Guild Wars 2. So WoW is my main priority game, and I'm probably gonna pick up the League of Legends also, because I am not that terrible at it. I actually got up to gold, what's that shit called? Gold rating, gold medal, whatever the shit, gold shit. I actually got up to that, which is like top 3% of League of Legends players. And it just took me like a couple of weeks to get there, because it was pretty face roll. But I was one of the best Dota players, so for me, I was like, oh, League of Legends, that looks fun. Oh, this is easy. I want to play HU1, but HU1 is like, it's just a new game, and it's gonna take me a long time to pick up. So I'm probably not gonna pick it up eventually, but so far it's gonna be World of Warcraft priority, this much. Then gonna be the Guild Wars 2, and probably this much into the actual League of Legends. Well, we'll see. I also want to do a collab with the other YouTubers, so I'm probably gonna make a dueling videos like I did with cartoons. Sensus, probably, what's his name, Skids. I'm gonna make a really good videos with them, collab videos with them. And I tried to talk to Swifty, but I guess he was busy. I was in a raid with him. I was leading the raid. The other dude raid leader invited him, but I was leading the raid, talking about the strategies, how everybody should be appointed. And I messaged him a couple times, and he didn't respond. I was like, hey, you know what? Great motivation. I really like your videos. He kind of actually inspired me to make videos on YouTube myself. So I was like, you know, that's great. Thanks, man, a lot. I would love to do a collab with you, maybe like DK versus Warrior duel series. Let me know what you think. And he didn't respond, but then again, he's always busy, so cannot say much. But I like his videos. He's an awesome guy, and maybe hopefully in the future we can actually collab with him. So with that said, guys, thanks everybody for watching, and do свидания, my friends.